Hi, so my name is Nurshafika and I'll start with the introduction. Digital technology has made financial activities more convenient through online banking, mobile application, social media, and investment platforms. However, this technology also creates opportunities for criminals. Cyber-enabled financial fraud refers to traditional financial crimes that are supported or expanded through digital technologies. Scammers may use fake websites, applications, mobile phones, and online banking systems to deceive victims. They usually exploit human emotions such as trust, fear, urgency, and the desire to earn higher profits. Next is the problem statement. The main problem is that fraudulent platforms may look very similar to legitimate financial services. Scammer uses professional-looking websites, fake trading profits, misleading advertisements, and false identities to gain victims' trust. Some victims also fail to check whether an investment company is licensed or whether the caller truly represents a bank or a government agency. Other challenges is that these cases may involve several laws at the same time, which can make investigation and enforcement more complicated. Next is the objective. This study has several objectives. First, it examines the methods and technology used in 4 cases. Second, it identifies common patterns such as deception, impersonation, and social engineering. Third, it analyzes the ethical issues including dishonesty, lack of transparency, and exploitation of trust. These studies also identify the relevance of Malaysian laws, examine the effects on victims, and suggest measures to prevent similar fraud cases. Next is literature review. Based on the literature review, scammer uses fake website, mobile apps, social media, phone calls, and online banking platforms to make their scam appear legitimate. Their common methods include high return and low risk promises, fabricated profits, false advertisement, impersonation, fear, and urgency. The MPPI International Ponzi Group Scheme, MLKI1 Fake Stock Investment Scam, and iServe cases, the scammer uses investment deceptions, while Macau scam mainly used social engineering. All 4 cases exploited victims' trust. These cases also involved dishonesty, lack of transparency, financial loss, and emotional harm. The relevant laws include the Penal Code, Computer Crimes Act 1997, Communications and Multimedia Act 1998, and Capital Markets and Services Act 2007, and EMLA 2001. Overall, scammers combine technology and physiology manipulation to deceive victims and gain money.
Alright, next is methodology. So for research approach, we use a qualitative research approach to examine cyber-enabled financial fraud cases in Malaysia. A qualitative approach was chosen to provide a deeper understanding of fraud methods, ethical concern, and legal implication through the analysis of existing document rather than numerical data. For the data collection, secondary data were gathered from credible and publicly available sources, including peer-reviewed journal and conference proceedings, government report and publications, Malaysian legislation and legal document, and Malaysian news portal and official government. For the search strategy, a systematic online search was conducted using academic database, search engines, and official government website. The keyword used is cyber-enabled financial fraud Malaysia, financial cybercrime Malaysia, investment fraud Malaysia, and Macau scam Malaysia. For the case selection criteria is occur in Malaysia or involve Malaysian victims, involve the use of digital technologies or online platforms, supported by credible and verifiable sources, and represented different types of cyber-enabled financial fraud. In content analysis have fraud techniques, ethical issue, impact on the victim, and relevant Malaysian cyber law. For trend analysis, we compare all 4 cases to identify the fraud patterns, including false investment promises, impersonation, social engineering, fake online platform, and psychological manipulation. So the connection to Malaysian cyber law is each selected cases was analyzed against the relevant Malaysian legislation to determine how the offences could be addressed under existing laws. Particular attention was given to the Computer Crimes Act 1997, Communication and Multimedia Act 1998, Penal Code, Capital Markets and Services Act 2007, and AMLA 2001 in evaluating the legal implications of each case.
My name is Shaza Irdina and I will be presenting the first two cybercrime cases that our group analysed. The first case is the MBI International Group Ponzi scheme. This was one of the largest investment fraud cases in Malaysia. The company attracted thousands of investors by promising high returns through a membership-based investment program. However, instead of generating legitimate profits, the returns paid to existing investors came from money contributed by new investors. So eventually, the scheme collapsed, resulting in significant financial losses for many victims. From an ethical perspective, this case violated important principles such as honesty, integrity, and accountability because investors were deliberately misled through false promises and misleading advertisements. In terms of Malaysian law, the case may involve the Computer Crimes Act 1997 if computer systems were used to facilitate the fraud. It also relates to the Penal Code for Cheating and Fraud, as well as the Communications and Multimedia Act 1998, due to the use of online communication platforms. This case demonstrates how digital technologies and social media allow investment scams to spread quickly and reach a much larger number of victims than traditional scams. The second case is the fake stock investment, also known as the MLK1 scam. In this case, a victim lost approximately RM 2.27 million after investing in a fake online stock investment platform called MLK1. The scammers convinced the victim by displaying fabricated trading profits and promising high investment returns, making the platform appear trustworthy and legitimate. This scam violated ethical principles of honesty, fairness, and accountability because the offenders intentionally created false financial information to deceive investors, causing both financial and emotional harm. The case may involve the Computer Crimes Act 1997, the Communications and Multimedia Act 1998, and fraud-related provisions under the Penal Code. This incident highlights how professional-looking investment websites and mobile apps can easily mislead people. Therefore, investors should always verify whether an investment company is licensed and regulated before making any financial decisions. Thank you.
Next, I'll present the iServe online investment scam. In this case, the company promote investment opportunities through online platform and promise people high returns from real estate, tourism, and many financial products. Many people believed the investment were real and invested their money. However, the company was later found to be operating without the proper approval, which led to investigation and legal action. This case involves several ethical issues, including giving false information, breaking investor trust, taking advantage of people's financial gain, and the scammer made false promise to convince people to invest. The main Malaysian law related to this case are Capital Markets and Services Act 2007, which regulate investment activities, Section 420 of the Penal Code for Cheating and Fraud, and the Anti-Money Laundering Act 2001, which deal with money obtained through illegal activities. And this case reminds us to always check whether an investment company is licensed before investing our money. And last but not least, I present you the Macau scam, which is one of the most common financial scams in Malaysia. In the scam, criminals pretend to be police officer, bank staff, and government officer. They contact victim through phone calls or message and tell them that their bank accounts is involved in a crime such as money laundering. The victim becomes scared and are told to transfer their money to a safe account. However, the account actually belongs to the scammer. The scam involves several ethical issues such as lying, pretending to be someone else, and taking advantage of people's fear to steal their money. and it also breaks the principle of honesty, integrity, and trust. The main Malaysian law related to this case are Section 420 of the Penal Code of Cheating and Fraud, the Computer Crime Act 1997, the Section 223 of the Communication and Multimedia Act from 1998. This case reminds us to always share information carefully and never transfer money or share personal detail without confirming that the request is real. Thank you.